ask you a question. Do you feel like you've spent your life, your entire life, trying to become someone worthy of love, yet falling short, feeling like an imposter? You ever feel that? What if the secret isn't in becoming, simply in being? And honoring the person you already are. Well, today I am so excited because Hank and I are getting ready to talk to you about the key to self-acceptance. And you know what that is? You ready? It's honoring oneself. And we have so much to share about this. And I am Kira.
I am Hank.
And welcome to Expanding Consciousness. Hank, I love this concept of honor, and I'm so grateful we're talking about it today. So, what is honor?
It's so important.
Yeah.
To honor is in being.
There it is.
Living your true I, one's true self, fully experiencing and expressing the one that one is.
So I have to stop right here because isn't that what we're doing? You know, one of the things that Hank and I are doing right now is expressing as sacred mirrors. And I want to share with you that when a mirror appears before you, when your divine mirror appears before you, it's important you like what you see because it's in front of you all the time. And that's the gift of honoring this sacred mirror energy, which is a moment of just incredible celebration and the opportunity to believe in you. Feel that, notice that, and know that potentiality once and for all. Because to know, and feel, right? To really know, as Hank and I know, to know that you have a right to be and sustain all that you are through what? Through the gift of honoring yourself. And Hank, I love that we're talking about this.
It's such an important topic.
It really is, yeah.
One does not need to become.
Yeah.
One is. You are.
Yeah.
I am. One honors through kindness, kindness to self, kindness to another, kindness to all. One honors through respect, respecting thyself, respecting another, respecting all. One honors through caring, through sharing, through giving, through receiving. One honors thyself in manifesting a deep love of self, and through creating and supporting your boundaries. In honoring thyself, you embrace the true I, connecting in body as a human to your essence, your light.
I love that you're bringing this up, Hank, so much. You know, what Hank is talking about right now is the release of victim consciousness. One honors thyself in a deep, profound love of self. Now, this is really important, the next part that he mentioned, because what did Hank just say? He said, and through creating and supporting your boundaries. So imagine that we are born into this world of victim consciousness, where here in this potentiality, we grow through the cycle of victim, abuser, rescuer. Well, what happens when you hold that boundary and say, I am free from that fear-based conscious awareness. I am free to be the teacher. I am free to be the healer. I am free to be the mentor. Victim, abuser, rescuer, transcending into teacher, healer, mentor. And how does that all happen? Through honoring. And at the end of the day, is honoring not all about love? Hank, it's about love, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
Love begins within.
Yes. So
in
true.
Deeply feeling the love of self.
Yes.
Consider the love of self not as an act of selfishness, rather as the key to love itself. In knowing that the more you love yourself, the greater your capacity to love another, the greater your capacity to love all.
You know, I love that, because consider that. When we remember that trust and love are the same coin, when we remember that in our ability to honor each other, in our ability to really, and I want to go back again, the greater your capacity to love another. However, this is done within the capacity to love all and thyself. I often talk about this as lifting up into a seventh dimensional frequency where we stand, right? We come up out of that which has tried to hold us back and release judgment. But that has to begin with the self first, don't you think?
It does. And how many times have I put myself out for someone else when I really wasn't feeling great about it, but I just wanted to step in and give, and really not honoring myself, my time, and things that I needed to do. So that's what I was talking about in terms of It's not selfishness to give to yourself. It is a gift.
That is so important. I mean, I really want you guys to feel that in, because how many of you right now feel like you keep giving, and there's nothing left? Well, that's because you're not taking care of yourself. And as Hank is saying, it is not selfish. How can you give if you are an empty well? And when you allow that well to be full, when you allow that gift to come forward, I mean, Hank, I think that's really honoring oneself, don't you?
It is, and it's really about self-love.
Yes, yes.
To honor oneself is not a practice. It is a way of being.
So true.
To honor thyself supports respect.
Yeah.
It is an ever-expanding depth of care in knowing the more I care for myself, the greater my capacity to care for another,
Yeah.
the greater my capacity to care for all.
Yeah. It's so true. You know, I love that, because one of the things that's important to remember is that the more you call forward that capacity, the more you own that, the more you live with that, then what happens is you move forward.
That is so true. One does not have to learn to honor. Honor is known.
Yeah.
Honor is felt.
Yes.
Honor is experienced through awareness. Honor is expressed through intention, expressed through care, expressed through share.
Yeah, so true. I love how we're sharing with all of you right now.
And these words are not just words. They are not solely concepts. They are the way of being. For is this not why we are here? To experience the wonder in being, to embody what it is to be human. The awarenesses, the teachings, the lessons that Kira and I share have been here since the beginning. Collectively, they are the foundation of our humanness, the nurturing and the embracing of our humanity, experiencing our true self, the I. I am authentic. I am in integrity. I am present. I am love. In being, living the true I, connecting with who we are at our core, experiencing all that it is to be human, experiencing I am, and supporting another to be, in being, to feel, to experience who they truly are, beyond judgment, beyond expectation, whether to self or towards another. I am, you are, we are as one, in loving, enlightening, in being.
I want you all, thank you so much. I want you to bring your hands to your heart, right? I mean, I want you to really feel that, because as Hank has been sharing, what have you been noticing? This is really important, because have you noticed your breath? Have you noticed your chakras? Have you noticed anything that might want to take you away from knowing, from absolutely knowing, from going beyond judgment and expectation, right? When we go beyond judgment and expectation, we stand up in the seventh dimensional presence. So how do we hold that? We hold that by really learning how to be one with our breath. And Hank, I'd love you to guide us through some breath experience right now.
I'd be happy to, Kira.
Thank you.
I invite you to breathe in being, relax into in being, experience in being. Follow the breath within. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in the light. Breathe out what no longer serves. Breathe in your light. Breathe out what no longer is. Experiencing truly yourself, as I call it, in being, is an amazing experience. And I share that with you with the hope that you'll share it with another. To just be who you are, love who you are, and express and radiate, and just radiate the beauty that you are. Through in being, we experience the wonder of self, the beauty within, what it is to be human, to care, to share, to give, to receive, to self, to another, to all.
What a beautiful gift that is, and especially when we allow ourselves to receive that gift, right? I love that. And I'm so honored to be sharing with all of you right now, because remember that how do we receive that gift? How do we move forward? How do we really experience the depth of our true being? Well, it begins with the understanding that if we are in this ever-refining cycle, whether we're going up, whether we're going down, whether we're going lateral, we are eternally moving through the same energy, which is awareness, experience, choice. Whether you're conscious of it or not, you are becoming aware, you have an experience, you make a choice. Awareness, experience, choice. And in this moment, what is so beautiful is that through our awareness, experience, and choice, consciousness evolves. We evolve. And that's a powerful moment that we're at.
Very. One does not need to become.
Yeah.
One is. You are. I am. As one. Consider embracing this awareness, this insight. Feel into where it leads. Be present. Be curious.
Always.
Express.
Yeah.
As gifted in previous shares, there are 4 simple steps that can lead one to the yoga of self-ascension. The first begins with being present. Presence leads to awareness. Awareness can guide one to intention. Your intention can transform, opening the gateway to transcend.
Yes.
Be present. Be aware. Be intentional. And transform.
Wow, I want to underscore that, Hank. Be present. Be aware. Be intentional and transform, because that's really where we're at. When we look at what's happening in the planet right now, one of the things that I want to remind you all of, and I'm going to put up the graphic right now, is the Pyramid of Spiritual Awakening. So what are you gazing at? You're gazing at the reminder that we are born into what you see here, this density consciousness. That's why we come. We come to have these bodies and all these amazing experiences that are very me-oriented, right? They're very me, me, me. And through that, we rise into this next part of the spiritual pyramid of spiritual awakening, which is spiritual activism. It's a way of growth, but yet it's still very limiting, right? It's my me, my we versus your we, right? You grow beyond the me, but you're still polarized, and it's only my group or only your group. And then we wake up one day through that, and that's the gift of going through it. We all go through it, right? We all go into those isms, and when we go through it, the blessing is that we wake up and realize, wait a minute, the all, the expansion, the one, and we awaken this ascension consciousness. And this is a powerful moment because humanity has arrived here. I mean, the miracle of Hank and I coming together is part of that moment. We have all arrived. How we do that, what we move forward with that, your choice.
Live consciously. If this insight resonates with you, embody it, express it, consider sharing it with another, for this is the gift. This is deeply embracing in being.
Yes.
It is not that we as humans haven't learned through the millennium. It is that we as humans have forgotten our humanity, forgotten what it means to be human. Honoring oneself is the gateway to self-love, a pathway to self-acceptance. The more I honor myself, the more I honor you, the more I honor all.
So true.
Kira and I invite you to share your thoughts, awarenesses, and understandings online, as we are all students, teachers, and guiding lights. We'd love to learn from your insights, for your awarenesses can help each of us grow in ways we may not have realized were possible, and to levels and dimensions unimaginable.
And we know that's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just know it. We have been living the law of instantaneous manifestation here at 12 Hummingbirds Retreat in Ecuador. And I want to remind you, set aside July 31 through August 7, because join us here. Join us at the opening. Come give yourself the gift of deep remembrance, deep awareness, and the activation, as Hank and I have been doing here, of the law of instantaneous manifestation. It's possible. We're living it right now, and we're excited to share more of that with you. So thank you for being here and honoring yourself, because today we've been honoring each other, honoring this extraordinary experience on the planet, and honoring you. And until we see you next week,
Namaste.
We love you.